You know, my friends, I've been heavily involved with sports, strength training, mixed martial arts, boxing, and a whole wide variety of sports, including racquetball and other things, other physical sports. You know, in fact, I am a personal trainer. Although I haven't been to the gym in around 2 months, but that's just for other reasons. For me to separate myself for a while from all these kind of things, because these are places sometimes they can get to you and they begin to overwhelm you, and you've got to take time away from them. But I would like to explain something about serious people who are serious people in the gym. It's something to be said about them. Just like if you are serious in your job, bricklaying or construction or whatever it is, it says something about your character. When you come to the gym and you bust your tail, and you work hard in the gym, there's very few people that really do this the right way. You see, you come in every day, you show up to the gym, come rain or snow and whatever it is, you're in the gym. You see, you come, you're working hard in there, you don't talk much, and you really focused on what you're doing. You focused on all these things. If you're a boxer, you hit the heavy bag, you hit the speed bag, you do the rope drills, you do your endurance, you do your road work, you do your all manner of cardio training, agility drills, power training, and all other kinds of plyometrics, and you do all these little intricate things, in order to be able to go into the ring and fight, and before even you go into the ring, you go into the ring to spar, so you can bring all of it together in the ring, you see. And this is what it is. It takes a lot of hard work, hours and hours of training. You're talking about some people, they're training after their jobs, maybe 4 or 5 hours, sometimes 3 or 4 hours, and it takes a lot of discipline to be able to do that. You're getting hurt. You have wrist problem, you have finger problem, elbow problems, neck problems, knee problems, ankle problems, hip problem. I mean, it's just so much stuff, but you keep doing it. Why do people, you suffer hitting the heavy bag, you suffer hitting the mitts, you suffer in the ring, sparring, then you prepare all this so that you can suffer in a fight one day. Why do people do this? Why? And it takes so much, pain and suffering. But then if you ask someone who's involved in this sport, for example, boxing or weight training, powerlifting, Olympic lifting, all these things, you ask them, why do you put your body through this kind of pain? You talk to Olympic lifters, they've got back injuries, this injury, that injury, but they're still training in order to be able to compete somewhere. Why are they doing that? Because it comes a point where that pain doesn't mean anything anymore, and it becomes a badge of honor to be able to suffer for the sake of what you're doing, because you realize at the end of it, this pain is all worth it. It's all worth going through all this stuff. Boxers, you sit down and you get into a boxing ring, or you watch some of the fights that go on, and you see 2 boxers going at it, or 2 mixed martial arts going at it. You start seeing that one is hitting the other one is not going away. You see? So it's going to test your will. So every training that you did, everything that you did for all that period of time, all those years, you begin to try and draw inspiration from them, because this man is doing the same thing in order to stand in front of you, or this woman is doing the same thing in order to stand in front of you. You see? To be able to continue and not go anywhere. You hit them your hardest punch, they're still there. You see, they hit you, you still there. Why? You start drawing on things. You see, to say, hey, look, I can't lose this. I can't. You develop this grit. What gives you this grit is that training, to put yourself through hardship, to put yourself through, because you realize, hey, if you put yourself through more hardship, then you'll be able to withstand hardship when you get into the ring. And if that person hasn't put themselves through enough hardship, then you're going to prevail at the end. You see, same thing with the weights. You want to lift heavy weight, or you want to gain muscle or mass, or define yourself. Then you've got to be able to work hard. You don't just go to the gym one day and you take a pill, or you take something that someone sells you, and then all of a sudden you become, some Hercules looking creature. It doesn't work like that. You've got to come in every day for years. There was a time when I could lift very, very heavy weights. How did that happen? It was from years of practicing, of training, of going through all kinds of pain and suffering and injuries. I mean, I have torn my rotator cuff. I've destroyed my ACL and MCL. I've had a neck injury, upper back injury, lower back injury, shoulder injuries, elbow injuries, wrist injuries, finger injuries. I mean, you name it, I've had it. You see, this is from all the different, but you all bring all that together in order to be able to focus, to be able to do that one big thing that you only need to do a few times in life. You see, just like when they told Lot to leave the place where he was living and not look back. See, he had to struggle with this to realize his identity. His identity was with God. So every day he was around all this sin. It vexed his spirit, my friends. It vexed his spirit, my friends. So he struggled with this. Why? What's going on? A part of him was, lured by that, and then the other part said, no, you can't do this. So he had to fight with this for a period of time. But he struggled against this. See, Jesus is the author and finisher of our faith. So we have to struggle with some of these things. We have to be gritty. We have to fight. Get back up. And go at it with these things. And then when the day came finally for this guy to say, hey, look, it's time for us to leave, let me not look back, he was able to succeed because God was able to, his voice was able to be heard by Lot, and then God finished this man's faith by pulling him out of this place and helping him not to look back. But then his wife, what happened? She failed because she probably never ever worked hard at this. And so if somebody tells you there are two people, and one of them tells you, okay, at the end of 1 month, I want you to not be able to look at gold, physical gold, for 1 month, after this 1 month. Then one person struggles with this and says, man, I shouldn't be looking at this. You consider what the test important. You consider what the person told you as important. So you struggle against this. Whereas the other person, instead of struggling against this, they decided to say, well, I'm going to look at gold, and then when the day comes, I'm not going to look at gold. Hey, it's not going to. And you start looking at gold more and more. Every day the desire keeps growing. Then when the day said, hey, look, don't look at gold, the level of temptation was so high that it owned you. So the other person who of course he needed God to overcome it, he could hear the voice of God and he said, Lord, help me. This one couldn't hear the voice of God neither, and didn't call God for help. And then ended up being tempted and turned back and looked back and turned into a pillar of stone. You see? So all those little things that you do, you've got to learn to work hard at it. I've always, in the gym, which is vanity, you see, by itself, it's just symbolic of working hard for the kingdom of God one day and fighting for the kingdom of God, being prepared for the kingdom of God to go out into the world, you see. But I've always respected people that worked hard at in the gym, and worked hard the right way, not worked hard at doing evil and lying and cheating and all this, taking steroids and drugs, or lying in your resumes and all these other lying everywhere. You see, these are not the things that pleased me, although if I was to tell you I have not lied, I would be a liar. I have been a big liar before, you see. So that's why I'm telling you that when God changes you, then it's different, you see. So all these kind of things, when you see someone working hard and you see someone preparing themselves, coming into the gym when no one is there, working hard, when you ask somebody who loves the gym, hey, so what are you going to do after work? Oh man, I'm going to the gym. You see, now they love the pain and the suffering, which was once people that don't understand that and that have never done that. They're like, man, why would you go and suffer in there? Man, I don't have energy for that. I would rather go and do something else, go and do all this other stuff, you see. So, but what happens is that, when you go to the gym consistently like that, and you begin to suffer the pain and suffer the, all these things, then it no longer becomes pain. It becomes something that you look forward to. You see? And the one thing that people live for is after you're done working out, you go take a shower, you're done, everything, you feel good, you feel strong, you feel energetic. You see? This is what people live for, the after. The short term and the long term. You see? So my friends, if we're supposed to work out, let's work out for one thing, even if we've never worked out before. Let's work out for the kingdom of God. Let's train for the kingdom of God. And let's be in the presence of His Spirit. Let's be taught by His Spirit and prepared by His Spirit, that we may one day go and represent this kingdom as kings and priests and all these other kind of things. So thank you, my friends.